albums, first 2 EPs around that sort of time, first 5 years they were going. And then, of course, had the Joshua Tree and the Unforgettable Fire, I think it was, wasn't it? Which were huge, mega smashes. And they never looked back.
Yeah, so as all bands, change and reform as they're going on. But yeah, that's just great talking about all the punk times. And was everybody all dressed up in the festival in Poland? Were they all spiked and everything? It must have been a big punk scene, hey?
Yeah, a few of them. I mean, it's kind of it's a strange punk scene in Poland. It's very traditional in punk values, I guess you'd say. It's the dress sense largely seems to have stopped in about 1983. So it's a bit odd, but there's plenty of enthusiasm there and lots of great music. And there was a band over from the USA headlining, Total Chaos from LA. They were lovely guys. They gave us a lift home because it was raining heavily, and we didn't want our youngest to catch a chill. So, yeah, they were a nice bunch of guys. It's probably people would think that people that haven't had a connection to the punk scene would probably think, oh, there must have been all kinds of trouble, punk festival, lots of vodka, Poland. They perhaps imagine it would be a terrible place, but it was lots and lots of families, and a real family event. And I maybe saw one or two people fall over, into the grass. But no trouble, no unpleasantness. A really, really wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Well, I find music, a lot of people, it's their uniform, per I say. Townsend's got a tune. Uniforms, we all wear a uniform in life. You get to dress up. Everybody inside, doesn't matter that's what we're dealing with in our world today, what the cover is. But inside, it's the same. It's just their expression.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what's going on between the ears that matters, ultimately.
I mean, it's like my discussion a little bit about rap. I've forever looked at one way, but looking back in history, they use words, music, and verse as the way that they used to criticize just expression in the 1400s, 1300s. That's what they did. So I'm trying to say I'm seeing that as a form of expression through words, spoken music, should I say, a different art form that I had to learn and grow and understand.
Yeah. Well, it's just a development of poetry, isn't it? The poetry I studied at school, some of it was good, some of it less good, a lot of it not that thrilling. But it's just a development of poetry. I'm not a huge rap fan. There's some I like, some I don't like. But I am a huge fan of French hip-hop, bizarrely. I don't speak fabulous French, so there you go. I think French fits hip-hop very well, though.
Oh, I could hear that. Yeah. I could understand. Right, in different languages. You don't understand the song in different languages. It's got the same karma, happy smile. My brother, he lives down in South America, in Chile. And when I was there, the Spanish and the fun that the music brings out with them, you still have the same fun smiles through the song, even though you may not understand the words at the time. Yeah,
it's still got the same rhythms, there's still the same variety, still the same tones, and all of that going on. I'm a big fan of Victor Yara. He's maybe a fan of, I don't know if he is. Great Chilean singer. You should check him out.
I love it. I'd love to put all these things together as I'm talking. We need a punk show. We need this and that. And hey, there was another time in music I liked too. I liked the 90s. There was a time when they kind of had the middle 90s. It was kind of popish. Yeah. But I kind of liked that little genre that we had back then. The verb pipe, I guess. I'm trying to think of some of those tongues back then. But that was a cool little time too.
There's a great band I've just discovered recently that are from the mid-90s, from Boston, Turkish Delight. They're kind of punky, but with a bit of avant-garde to them. Uh-huh. And, well, I've just recently started up a business, and part of that business is selling music T-shirts. So I've been communicating with Turkish Delight, and we're going to work out a deal where I sell them T-shirts on a profit share basis with the band. And that's pretty unique, but because I'm a music fan, all these years I've seen band T-shirts getting sold on, in shops, markets, whatever. And I've always wondered how much money does the band get? And I think it's probably nothing. And that's all wrong. If I've got a market to sell T-shirts, it's because of the work of the artist. I have the opportunity to sell band T-shirts because the music the artist made is fantastic. So it only seems right to do it that way. Turkish Delight are excellent.
Great, I'll have to check that out. And what you're mentioning too, I've heard that from the artists. Yes, you buy the CD from their site. It goes to them. Yes, you're buying it from other entities. Amazon, it's not all coming to help them.
No, exactly. And, I'm sure the big artists have this sorted out with lawyers and deals. The Rolling Stones, I'm sure, get their fair cut. And, whoever else, Aerosmith, etc. The people that sell lots and lots of T-shirts, the estate of the Ramones, they all get a cut, I'm sure. But if you're a small indie band that released 2 albums in the 90s, who's there? Can you afford lawyers? Not really. Right. It's only right that if I'm going to sell T-shirts, I do the right thing by the artists. And I think that's a selling point in a way as well, to do the right thing.
Everything is in flux and change right now because we're just taking the music and presenting it to people. Where the income's coming from. People don't realize I've never made a penny, zero donut on this show. I don't know how many people would pay $100-some a month, every month, and not have any income. The perception of my show is there's income coming. They don't understand. They've never understand. A lot of artists, especially locally, I'll say it, they don't understand. They think I'm making money on Spotify on their songs. Are you kidding me? I've never made a penny, a donut. I've done this forever for karma, for learning, and for me. And now look what I have. If I was thinking about that, I never would have got this far. It frustrates me sometimes if people think the guy has a show, he's making money. That's the problem with the music industry that bothers me. It's not about the songs anymore. It's been pirated for income. In a lot of ways, that's true. And I know it because I play it free forever.
Well, as I was going to say, there are still the people out there who do it for the music first and for the spirit, like us. And if we're lucky to make the odd income here and there, in some obscure way, then we'll be grateful for it. But that's far down the list of priorities. My internet station costs me money. I may as well plug it while I'm talking about it again. Libertino Radio on TuneIn. Feel free. It's quite noisy, but very varied. That costs me money. My Jorvik Radio show, I actually have to pay a subscription every month to help pay the costs of the show because we're a community station. Not very much, but again, I don't get paid, but I'm glad to do it. It's an absolute privilege to do it.
No, and you're right, and I think it's kind of a pushback again because I've heard it enough, what I do, and the music is everywhere. So I just kind of find my niche and go where I need to be and where it's kind of maybe cool because it's true.
I'll give a quick plug for my company. If people want to follow us and like us on Twitter and Facebook or have a look at us on eBay, it's Richard Turpin Face Masks. We do non-sweatshop T-shirts and face masks. We'll be moving into band T-shirts very soon.
Very cool, very cool. I'll tell you what, let's get to jam right now. I'll be right back.
Brilliant.
Thank you, my friend. Gasoline and Matches. Jose Ramirez, I got this lined up right now. Thank you. Right back.
Turn. I want to start this fire. It feels so good to burn. Every time I see you, I'm about to lose my mind. Oh yes, gasoline and matches, baby. This fire feels so fine. Such a dangerous game. Let's get together and let this fire burn. Ever since I met you, oh, it never felt so right. Gasoline and matches, baby. This fire feels so fine. Come on, Anthony. Take it away. baby. The fire was worthwhile. Gasoline and matches, baby. The fire was worthwhile. Lord, gasoline and matches, baby. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Jose Ramirez again, one of the top CDs in the area. Here I come, and that's Gasoline and Matches. Thank you, Miles. Thanks for coming back on the show, bro.
That's quite all right. It's an absolute pleasure.
Oh, having a lot of fun just chapping off the top of the cuff. And you get to meet so many cool artists over by you and influences. And thank you for talking about the punk and all the places you've been. And tell me some more about that good stuff.
Yeah, well, I find as I go along in life, I'll find another interesting avenue of music, and it takes me in a different direction. So that's how the French hip-hop happened. I don't really speak French, but just seemed to fit when I heard French hip-hop for the first time. So I got quite a nice little avenue there. And having married a Polish lady, my good lady wife, I met in Prague. So I've discovered a lot of Polish music as well through my wife and our friends over in Poland. So it's really, really fascinating. There's a great Polish artist called Kazik Staszewski, and he has a band called Cult, but he also does solo stuff under the name Kazik, and he also has a kind of rap metal band called Kazik na Żywo. And all three of those artists, all those three acts rather, are absolutely excellent. Cult are kind of a legendary alternative band. They've been going since mid-80s, and they're absolutely superb. I really can't rate them highly enough. But there's lots of other smaller bands. I mentioned The Pow earlier. Their album last year, Rye, was absolutely magnificent and made quite a big impact in Poland. And there's another punk band that I quite like called Strugesti, who are sadly not functioning anymore, but they make an absolutely excellent racket. And it's great fun. I get the chance to play all of this stuff combined with traditional world music on my show Kinshasa Junction on Jorvik Radio. I'm very lucky that the station managers give me all the flexibility I could ask for. So I play artists like Ladysmith, Black Mambazo, Miriam Makeba, Angelique Kidjo, all the kind of obvious stars of world music. But I can also play Polish punk, French hip-hop, you name it, as long as it's not really English language stuff. Although occasionally I do play an English language track too. So I play a lot of Welsh music. I'm very fond of Welsh music, as I mentioned earlier. And my favourite band, Dat Bluggy and Adwaith, are very good. The label that I seem to hear most from, a South Wales label called Libertino Records. They are really, really fantastic. They've got lots of very good acts on that label. TJ Roberts, Los Blancos, and lots and lots of great bands coming out of South Wales. Melt, another great band.